Hi, I wanted to record a short video on the line graph we're going to do. So our scenario is we have a nursing station with 4 different shifts, and this is the response time to the call light. So 2.25 minutes on this shift, and this is just a sample. This is not obviously all, but it's to identify maybe where some problem issues are. And we're using the upper control limit and the lower control limit to help us identify. So there's going to be 2 graphs. First one is going to be to do the first step is to do the daily average of each one of the things. So we're going to start with our calculations first. If you look at this page that I'm including for you, it shows you all the different calculations, gives you hints, the different steps you need to do. First step is to calculate the average, and this is the calculation for day 1. Let's talk about that a minute. So this is day 1, so we're going to put that in there. That's C1, this row right here, to C, and that calculates that. Now if you were just to put the same formula over here, you would get the same number because it's calculating the same things over and over. So that's obviously not the correct formula for this column. So instead of being C1 through C7, it should be D1 through D7. So that was just an example. So you're going to need to change and make sure that each one of them is correct for each time. Now to get the average of the daily averages, that's going to be average of all these numbers, averages that you come across. And so you're going to be putting that in the pink field. And so you're going to do average, and then you're going to select with your mouse all these different numbers. And that gives you the average. We only have 2 numbers in there so far, so that's obviously not the correct information. You'll need to complete this. And then we're on the second step of the standard deviation. So that's STV. Standard deviation is the amount of errors that can go beyond each step. You see standard deviations used in histograms and control charts such as line graphs that we're doing. You're going to do the standard deviation using that formula and then highlighting the row again and hitting enter, just like I did for. And so you'll be doing that for standard deviation, the upper control limit, the lower control limit, with the formulas that are given in here. So for the average and for the standard deviation, you select this row. Now once you get your numbers here, for these 2, after you've done the calculation, upper control limit was 3 and our lower control limit was 1, 3 and 1, we would put 3 and then drag that across, and then 1 and drag that across. You drag it across by getting the little plus sign that you see right there and dragging it over. And after that, you're ready to graph. We're going to do first one. We're going to do one where we see all 4 shifts, and this can help identify maybe a particular shift with an issue. Sometimes it helps identify our particular personnel. And then we're going to do another one overall. And this can help identify days. Maybe there was a day, say this sample was taken during Fiesta or during a holiday or something like, December, New Year's. You can identify that, hey, we need more staffing. We can't go to a skeleton crew on this particular holiday because we have our patient safety. So that's why we're doing 2 different graphs. The things that you'll be able to tell from each one, giving you all the information that you need in each one with the different steps. And then after you're done with your graphs and you have them presented the way you want to, you can cut and paste, and then paste this over into it and provide some details, some analysis. There only needs to be 4 questions on 4 Socratic questions. That goes for both charts. It doesn't need to be 4 on the chart 1 or 4 on chart 2, just 4 questions total. if there's any trends, say one shift did particularly well in staying in between the control lines and they had a good average, you can note that. If there's an outlier, somebody went way beyond the upper control limit or way below the lower control limit, you would want to note that. And that goes for a particular day. Please let me know if there's any questions. We can set up a Blackboard collaborative. You can come in and I'll help you here. I don't want this to be a absolute problem for you. And I'm going to take this one back out because I want you to put it where you want it to put and where it looks appropriate in the page. So if you were to go and print this out, it wouldn't be on 15 dozen pages. It'd be on maybe one, maybe 2 pages most. That way it is presented nicely. After you're done with calculating this, you can post a graph on top of it. They won't necessarily need to see that. And if you just post it on top of it, I'll be able to go and look at it. Please give me a call, send me an email. Let's do an office visit if you have questions. Thank you.